everyone and welcome to my channel. So Dune, it's finally here. It actually dropped on HBO Max a day earlier and then it hit theaters and I thought, what kind of strategy is this? Maybe the studio thought, we'll give it to you to watch it at home first. You will see how great this movie is and you're gonna watch it in the movie theaters. Or they thought, HBO Max, we still need our subscribers. So we'll put it on HBO Max first to attract more subscribers because there's still a lot of people that don't feel comfortable going to the movie theater. So that could be strategy number 2. So Dune, if you don't know, it's an adaptation from a book by Frank Herbert. And a lot of the fans, they think the story, it's so complex that it will be really hard to put it into a movie. In fact, there was already a Dune movie made by David Lynch in 1984. Apparently, it did not do well. And I find it hard to judge this new movie because we only get half of it. Dune is directed by Denis Villeneuve. He is one of my favorite directors working right now. Arrival, Prisoners, etc. This movie, it's so well directed. The visuals that he brings it to us here are incredible. They do a great job with the world building, almost Star Wars-like. For someone who's never read the book or watched David Lynch's version, I've seen pieces of it. I didn't feel lost at all in this story or Paul's journey. Denis made the story so easy to understand and way more accessible than I had expected. Now let's get something out of the way. I didn't really like the ending. It ended so abruptly that it felt incomplete to me. And I know this is only part 1. I give them credit. At the beginning of the movie, it says part 1. But they were building something up and then it just ended. Now the tricky part is, will we get a part 2? Because the director, he wanted to shot back to back, but the studio denied it. Part 2 hasn't even been greenlit yet. The studios want to see how Dune performs in the box office and on HBO Max. Studios, it's all about numbers. If you want a part 2, make sure you go watch Dune. Give the studio the numbers they want. The score. Hans Zimmer never disappoints. This score, it's so him, and it reminded me a lot of Gladiator, maybe because I watched Gladiator a million times. The sound experience of Dune, it's amazing and it matches perfectly with the stunning visual effects. Timothee Chalamet, he is great. This is his movie. I hope Dune makes him a star, like an international star. Paul fits him so well. He's so subtle and charming and really comes across as a prince. His hair, his posture, his bone structure, everything about him says regal. I am so excited to see him in more leading roles and where his career goes. I cannot wait to see Wonka. Zendaya. I was looking forward to see her here, but she doesn't have much to do in this movie. She even says in an interview, she said, I was in and out. She basically only appears in the last 9 minutes of the movie, and she has a really small role. We know her character, it's only getting started, and we'll see more of her on part 2, so I can't wait. I just don't understand why she's out and about promoting this movie alongside Timothée Chalamet when she's hardly in the movie. I think that Rebecca Ferguson should be the one to be on the red carpets and in interviews with Timothée because she was so good here. Her bond with Paul, the mother and son bond that they had, you really felt that. Speaking of Lady Jessica, she has a great scene in the helicopter where she uses her superpowers and then she shows Paul how it's done. Props to the sound team for making that power even more interesting. The fight scenes, even though they're good, they felt like little teasers to part 2. Jason Momoa, what a chameleon without the beard. He has such an exciting presence here. When he shows up on camera, you're just like, wow. And not because he's stunningly beautiful, but he has that camera presence. I strongly recommend watching Dune in the theaters in IMAX. This movie will remind you what a special experience it is to go to the movie theaters. Because honestly, some movies are not theater worthy. Or find the biggest TV screen that you can find. Go to your aunts, go to your cousins, go to your boyfriends, go to your moms, but find the biggest TV with a great sound system and you're still gonna have an amazing experience. That's how good Dune is. Dune might be a slow burn sci-fi for some people, but it's an epic sci-fi masterpiece. I want to hear your thoughts. Have you seen Dune? Did you like it? Did you watch it at home or did you watch it in the theaters? And if you want to talk spoilers in the comments down below, make sure you mark it as such so we don't ruin for anyone else. And if you like this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the little bell, the notification button so you don't miss any future videos. And I'll see you next time.